So hello everyone, today we are going to talk about something called as an operator precedence. So you see at certain instance you will find a expression just like that where there are multiple operators and operands involved. Now in this scenario, which operator should be executed first? Whether shall we add 4 or 2 or shall we multiply 5 and 2? Right. So in these scenarios, the decision is being made by something called as an operator precedence of a particular programming language. So we'll go to our blog post to check out the table which shows what is our operator precedence. Right. So now if we look into it, so this is the table that we are going to discuss over here. So the first thing is expressions that are enclosed within first bracket, that is called parenthesis or square bracket, or even dictionary, right? So if you want to change the behavior of a particular operation, we can put them inside parentheses, right? Parentheses or square bracket, and obviously they will be given higher precedence. That means parentheses will be executed first. So as we can see, it's written highest, so these are the highest. And assignment operator, well, we do remember assignment operator, right? So assignment operator has the lowest precedence and everything in between is there, right? So highest to lowest. So let's see the behavior in our Jupyter notebook. So now if I execute it, what will happen? Right. So let us do one thing. Let us remove this part, right? So it becomes more simpler, easy to execute. So what do you think will actually happen? So if I execute it, my answer is 14. Now, how come my answer is 14? Now, let's check. So, you see, we'll go to our table again. So, you can see that our multiplication operator comes on top of addition operator. That means multiplication operator has higher precedence as compared to addition operator, right? So, now what it says is that multiplication will be done first and then addition. So that's why 5 times 2 is 10, and when we add 4 to it, our answer is 14, right? So this is the basic idea of operator precedence. Again, we have to remember the table to decide on it, right? But as we said, you see, the parentheses has the highest precedence. So can we change this default behavior where multiplication is done first? So what we are going to do, we are going to put parentheses. Now according to our table, what should happen? That these two must be added first and then addition should happen. So 4 times 2, 8, right? So if I execute, so if we see 4 plus 2 is 6 and 6 times 5 is 30. So hence our operator precedence order can also be changed using something called as a parenthesis. Either use first bracket, that is parenthesis, square bracket, or even curl brackets will work, right? So this table tells us about everything. So you see, now another important thing is that you can see that star, that is multiplication, then matrix multiplication. Now this at the rate is matrix multiplication. We're not going to discuss about it in here, it's not on syllabus. So we have division, floor division, and modulo. So all of them are on the same level of precedence. Now what will happen if multiple operators are just like that? Then what we are going to do? We are going to operate from left to right. Does it make sense? So if we change it, if we change its behavior, right? So we'll write val2, which is equal to 5 times, or I change the behavior, right? So we'll make something which is easier to calculate, times 2, right? And 3. So now if we see that division and multiplication, both the operators are on the same level of precedence, right? So now when we execute, what will actually happen? It will execute from left to right, right? So we'll make it value 2. We'll try and print it. So if I execute it, it's 5.3. Sorry, 15.0. So why is it like that? So when we divide 10 by 2, it should give me 5.0. So which is a floating point number. So 5.0 times 3 gives me 15.0. Again, when we multiply a floating point number with an integer, floating point answer will be obtained. So this is called as a typecasting, where integer is being upcasted into a float and then multiplication is actually happen. So we'll talk about typecasting later on, the types of typecasting and everything. So this is the basic idea of operator precedence, right? So operator precedence has to be followed to attain proper result, right? And every language have their own operator precedence. Now in our blog post you can find the operator precedence of our Python programming language. So you can also see the default execution order is from left to right. So that is what we said. So actually what will happen, this operation will be done first, and whatever answer will be attained, the next multiplication operator will be done, right? So from left to right, that is its default behavior, right? So I guess it makes sense. So go through the blog post, it will make more sense. And here we have combination of more operators, where we have a combination of arithmetic as well as relational operator. Now again in this table also we can see different kind of operator. So arithmetic, bitwise operator is there, logical operators are there, even if else, lambda is just a function, compressed function of some sort, right? So everything is there. So when you go through it, it will make sense. Now we following the operator precedence. Now what actually happens when you actually add a truth value, right? True to 10, the output is 11. Now why is it that? Now if we just try and see whether it is true or not. So if I have like val 3 is equal to true plus 10, or okay, and if I try and print it, val 3, so obviously it gives me 11, so that is correct. Now this is not entirely about operator precedence, it is more of something called as a typecasting, where the truth values are being typecasted into integer. So as a normal binary also, so true is considered as 1, false is considered as 0, so that kind of a thing. So true gets casted to 1, so 1 plus 10 is 11. So that's how the examples are working in here. So does it make sense? So that is how everything works. So hope it makes sense. Again, go to the blog post for notes and everything, for even practice. And again, do subscribe to the channel, and thank you.